All right. So I guess we can start now. Um, okay. So, all right, guys. You're welcome to the call today. Um, by the way, it's a privilege for me and an honor for me to be on the call with NACOS, National Association of Computer Science Students, North Central Chapter, and I'm happy to be here to talk about blockchain and its integration with the right set of people. Because for me, NACOS is the first set of guys that you would want to do anything in terms of innovation and then integration with. So, uh, okay, maybe for the purpose of those who might not know what NACOS is, I'm just saying NACOS, National Association of Computer Science Students. Um, and also, um, so my name is Steven Sunday. I am an ambassador with Algorand. So we will just be running through, and then I'll just run you through how to get started with Algorand and what you need to know in terms of Algorand. So I will just basically do an introduction, and then I'll just show you some things that you can get started with if possible. Then we could do some kind of coding together. That if time permits us and all of that. So basically, uh, I know I have spoken in your last conference that happened, that took place at Nile University. I was one of the speakers, and then I was one of the speaker, and I introduced you to, for those of you that were around, I introduced you to what blockchain is and how you can leverage on the technology and how you can build different things around blockchain technology and all of that. So today I will be, let me just brush through what blockchain is. So uh, for the for the purpose of those who are just joining or who are just getting to know blockchain for the first time. So blockchain is a peer-to-peer network that is decentralized and it's a distributed network that permits peer-to-peer transactions and it is decentralized and it has a characteristics that it's very secured and it is very transparent and it should be scalable. So the fact that it's decentralized makes it uh, more accessible by different users. So a particular blockchain protocol is supposed to have a characteristics of being decentralized and then being very secured and being scalable. So for Bitcoin, which was the word announced, it was the first use case, at one of the first use cases anyway, of blockchain. Um, where the usability of Bitcoin stops at having a peer-to-peer transaction, having people just exchange for value and all of that. And then, so there were other growths like Ethereum and then, other different blockchain platforms. So if you say Bitcoin is 1.0, blockchain 1.0, then you could say Ethereum is 2.0, and then others will be 3.0. Um, so Algorand is a Web 3.0 blockchain protocol that permits users to build, or rather to improve, okay, rather to deploy use cases on it, and then it is very decentralized and it is open source. So
Yeah.
It is, yeah, exactly. It is Web 3.0, and there are quite a lot of use cases around. What am I saying here? Sorry. There are quite a lot of use cases around Web 3.0, and a lot of people are actually building on Web 3.0 as we. Um, sorry. Okay, sorry. I just got a bit distracted. Now, a lot of people are building around Web 3.0 um, because of its advantage over 2.0 and the rest. So for me, Algorand falls around within blockchain Web 3.0, and um, and then and and then of course I'm just a little bit distracted, sorry, and forgive me for that. So Algorand is a Web 3.0, like I said, and a lot of people are building on Web 3.0 because of its advantages, and then because of its improvement. So I will just explain briefly what Algorand is, and then I'll show you what makes Algorand to qualify for Web 3.0. Um, so sorry, let me just read you through. So now these are actually the guys behind Algorand, and they are leaders in their own field of expertise. And Silvio has been lady, he has received a lot of attention around the crypto space because of his contribution from time past to this moment. He has actually been extremely, he has been doing extremely well, and that's the founder. And of course, the other guys, the founder alone is not the only guy playing everything around Algorand. The other team members are also contributing remarkably. Um, so, like I said, Algorand is a Web 3.0 blockchain platform, and then it uses a consensus algorithm called pure proof of stake, um, where uh, every community member can actually participate in consensus, because the consensus is not just done by randomly. Once you stake on Algorand, you'll be randomly consensus. So, for Algorand, consensus to be able to have transactions be routed successfully. So, a group of people actually have to agree, and then of course, if you have as little as one algo, which is a unit of which is a cryptocurrency that Algorand uses, you will be able to participate on. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there are other entry participants. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm doing two things. I'm multitasking. Sorry. So yeah, consensus has to be done by a couple of guys, a couple of people around the blockchain. Sorry, to be able to have consensus done, a lot of people, a certain group of people, once you stake on Algorand, you can pass to participate in consensus. And so, like I told you, it is not like the other type of proof of stake. This one, once you are a member of the community and then you're able to stake as little as one algo, you can actually participate in consensus. So, and then of course, random participants are choosing, not just not just a certain group of people, but randomly people can be choosing to participate in consensus. So okay. Uh, Also, Algorand is very permissionless. Like I told you, it is open source. And then, of course, it has a very fast transaction speed. There's nothing like forking on Algorand, and then chains can be upgraded. Uh, and then it is very scalable. So for me, the reason why I got so attracted to Algorand is the fact that you're building anything for Africa, you will need something, you'll need a blockchain that is really very solid to be able to build. And of course, a blockchain that can be very scalable, because Africa has, like just Nigeria alone, we're about 200 million people, and you're building on a blockchain that maybe permits maybe 25 transactions per second. Man, you'll be in serious trouble, because it means people cannot really use uh, you're building a payment system, for instance, and then you have 1,000 people trying to do transactions within certain period of time, maybe in less than 20 seconds, you have 1,000 people trying to do transactions. Uh, you cannot really sustain that. But building on very scalable blockchain platforms enable you to be able to have solutions that can thrive, and then of course can stand the test of time. Um, I saw recently, Algorand recently announced that they are trying to come into a synergy with Blockstack to be able to allow like interactions, smart contract interactions between the two blockchain platforms. So you can write smart contracts that will run on both Algorand and Blockstack. And that is, I saw that as a sign of growth in terms of building a very robust ecosystem, not just building something that, okay, so I'm Steven, I built a certain solution, and then of course I'm just keeping everything to myself. We can't collaborate with another blockchain or another platform that is also building. Maybe I built a payment system, and then of course someone is also building a payment system. We can't synergize to, agree and do some certain things to promote growth. So for Algorand, I just saw Algorand and Blockstack. That's a sign of massive growth. And if two of these guys can be able to collaborate and then build something very robust, I'm sure it's going to lead to greater good of the whole ecosystem. So Algorand, like I said, it's borderless. And so the founder of Ethereum said that for a blockchain platform, you cannot achieve scalability. You cannot achieve transaction speed. Okay, so scalability, and then it can't be scalable. It can be very secured, and then of course, so for Algorand, they said no, we can achieve the three, at the same time. So the blockchain trilemma says that you can't really achieve these three. It can be scalable, it can be secured, and then yeah, so, and then of course it can be it can be very fast solution. Okay, so Algorand said no, we can achieve the three. We can have a very scalable blockchain platform. We can have a very decentralized blockchain platform, and we can have a very secured blockchain platform. So decentralization in the sense that we don't have a centralized okay, first of all, to solve decentralization, that's why you, with as little as one algo, you can participate in consensus. That's transparency to the core. That's decentralization to the core. And of course, it is very secured, and then it is very scalable. For a blockchain platform that can perform 1,000 transactions in 4 seconds, it means it's very, very fast. And so for me, that's something that caught my attention as well. And then, of course, we're building about 3 different solutions, which we are considering. Okay, we've actually built about 2 of it, and we're considering. We've built like, sorry, okay, we've built like, sorry, the network has been very bad, and I just got a chat now notifying me that it's no visuals. Oh, no visuals, no sound. Okay, so you still can't see any visual. You still can't hear me. Hello, can you hear me? If you can, just help me type. Oh, network has really been very bad, man. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we're back. Sorry. So, so what I was just trying to say is, so Algorand was able to fix the blockchain trilemma that Vitalik proposed by having a very fast, okay, very secure, decentralized, and then a very scalable platform. Okay, if I move to the next slide, you would see that this is not just words of mouth or maybe propaganda. Quite a lot of platforms have actually deployed on Algorand or are building solutions on Algorand. Very solid guys. So you could see. Okay, so before I show you those who are on Algorand, you can actually get Algorand from exchanges, algos. We call what we use to power the Algorand ecosystem, algos. They are the cryptocurrency that you use within the Algorand community. And so you can store your algos. We have a wallet, which I will expect that you guys will download and then interact with it and get to play around this whole system, the entire system. So you can, once you go to Google Play Store, you will be able to access our token. Yeah. And so you can get them on Binance, you can get them on OKX, you can get them on Gates.io, you can get them on Bitmax, and then I'm not sure of other exchanges, but I'm sure of this 4. So yeah, so like I was talking to you about the use cases that were deployed, or rather that are being deployed on, or they are in the process of being deployed. These are some of the use cases, and these are very big platforms, like very big tech companies. Theta is one of the or rather is the first stable coin, and is deployed on Algorand. And or rather, you can see Theta announces integration and deployment on Algorand. Blockchain. This is a blockchain, a cryptocurrency wallet, multi-phase integration, including future wallet and Algorand standard asset support. So all these guys are in one way or the other working alongside with Algorand. This Fundazone Ugu Bodeni is a 5G spectrum allocation on blockchain. So Algorand is not just for now or for here. It's actually okay. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, the recording just stopped and I didn't know what happened. Oh no. I am really very sorry for all the mess today. Okay, so like I was saying, sorry there was some little interruption. Okay, so these are the guys that like I told you they've deployed on Algorand, and yeah, the next slide shows. Okay, so so you can actually, like I said, where myself and a group of some group of guys are building on Algorand. We have two solutions right now, three rather, that we're trying to see how we can port to Algorand and yeah, use some form of integration on Algorand and see where we can go with that. Also, you can become a developer ambassador on Algorand, where you can help or rather, yeah, participate in writing tutorials, doing one or two things with Algorand and then getting paid for, of course. And also you can, if you have like a proposal, business proposal, what you feel can help grow the blockchain ecosystem, you could also write Algorand Ecosystem at algorand.com for coordination. And so probably maybe let me skip this. So developing on Algorand, I had intentions to just show you how to set up a node first, and then subsequently we can now begin to interact. If you are so Algorand has 4 different SDKs. One is JavaScript, then Java, Python, and Go. These are the 4 SDKs that Algorand is using for now. And then we have your documentations to guide you on how to be able to maneuver around this. Also, we have 3 different networks that you can interact with while building on Algorand. There is a beta net, a test net, and then a main net. And the main net is where you deploy, where everybody can use, anyone can have access to interact with the public and all of that. And then the testnet and betanet are places where you can interact with people, of course, but you don't give it out to, like, not anyone can have access to what you're doing. So it's just like where you test what you intend to show to the public and all of that. Yeah, so like I said, I intend to help you just go through this, but I will just show you from my slides. uh, yeah, because of very poor network. But of course, I would send you all the steps that you need to go through. I'm using a Mac, so I just did this design for Mac, or rather, these steps are just for Mac, and so you can. But when you go to, let me just show you a site. Sorry, let me just show you something. Uh, okay, so where am I? Sorry. Okay, so now if you can see my screen, so this is the site I showed you. It's called developer.algorand.org, and you could see to your left, you can see docs where you can see all the documentations, start building, explore, reference, and all of that. Node runners. So you want to run a node. I would encourage that you set up a node so that you can be able to interact with your node, like your building will become a lot more faster for you. And yeah, I would just generally I would want to see a lot of people setting up a node and Algorand and then running their own personal nodes and all of that. Also, you can participate in consensus, like I told you. You can register an account and then just participate. Algorand Consensus, learn how the consensus work. Like I just explained to you, you can also learn more from here. Community projects. So there are existing projects on Algorand. You can just check here and see. But where I would want you to pay close attention is here, start building. So you can just begin to build stuff yourself. And then there are quite a lot of tutorials here. Um, you can see how to create just different things. Now you can see this is for intermediate, this is for beginner, intermediate. So we have intermediate, beginner, intermediate, just a lot, just different things. You can see all this, these two are for beginners. This is beginner, beginner, uh, beginner, intermediate, beginner, just a lot. There are tons, lots of videos around here that you can just participate in, and then some solutions. Like I told you, these are already things that people have built on Algorand and interact with the Algorand blockchain network using SMS and voice. Uh, you can see this is something is pretty new. Uh, uh, Sample code to connect any Arduino Arduino to the Algorand blockchain. Algorand asset management using the Algorand blockchain to track COVID-19, decentralized two-factor authentication. So different stuff, man, just different things for developers. But of course, you can also contribute. Like you can see, this button is for contribute. So you can contribute, and of course, you get paid for once your codes are valid. You get paid for doing that. Um, Moving back to the slide, sorry. Let me just take you back to, sorry. Okay, so back to this slide. So yeah, so to be able to set up a node, you can just run this, and then so if you're a developer and then you're building on Algorand, or maybe you're just interested in Algorand, you can also get access. You can access Algorand's funding. Algorand announced 250 million algos in funding in grants. So you can access grants to do research and proposals. So you want to do research uh, on how Algorand can improve her technology. Maybe you have some innovative ideas that Algorand can use. You can do research and contribute here. And also you might want to maybe to general blockchain. You can also contribute here. And then development tools and infrastructure. You can also build tools that can be used on Algorand. And of course, for people to be able to build on Algorand. And then, of course, you can get funding for that. Application and use cases, like I told you. So if you're like me, who is an enthusiast who just wants to see a lot of use cases coming up, use cases that will be deployed immediately, that has immediate needs, you can also try to approach Algorand for, and then prove to them that you have a real world use case that can be deployed immediately. And yeah, of course, you can get funding for that. And also you can do education and community building. And of course, Algorand would gladly want to fund you for that. So thank you very much. I don't know if you probably maybe you have questions, then I can hear your questions now. Yeah, I am open to your questions. I am really very, very, very sorry um, for the interruption and all of that. Yeah, the network has really been very, very bad. The internet connectivity was really crazy. So I apologize. It's not going to be like that again. Please pardon me. And I think that's why we really don't have a good number of guys around here. But anyway, it's fine.